Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Weller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Masters event, and I was trying to take my union approved break. You know, I just need to use the restroom, get a drink, but my boss says get back to work. All right, we don't have time for that. We have Tetris to produce. We're making Tetris widgets, and you must keep making widgets. So we're going to try to start as soon as possible. But I do have a few things to tell you, so let's try to tell you those things, right? First of all, what we are doing today is the top 16 bracket. It's going to be Sidnev versus Cobra. It's the blue and purple one, the blurple. Sidnev versus Cobra, and then Iball versus Danv, and then the winner versus the winner for a spot in the top 4. We've already got one player in the top 4, and that is Dangler. The rest of the tournament, let's see, what do we have? We have another top 8 match that is actually going to happen on Tuesday. That is Dog versus SV. That's from like yesterday's. It got kind of rescheduled. That's going to be on Tuesday. So that will be whoever the green slot is. That'll take on Dangler. Then we're going to have Masters Orange round 1 and round 2. That is on Wednesday. And then I don't know when yellow is going to be scheduled. I mean, we can do those matches. I mean, scheduler, boss, if you want to. I don't want to, you know, you're the boss. But we can always do matches early if we're waiting for like other matches. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to get Cole and Miles done early, let's do it, man. We can, if we could have put it on that Masters green top 8, let's do it, right? That way we can have two matches at once. Crinkle. Can we do that? Are they available on Tuesday before or after that other match? Anyway, so yeah, this is what we're doing. Sidnev, Cobra, Iball, Dan, V. And schedule. Do I have schedule? Yeah, I have a little bit of schedule here. Yeah, we'll show you that. I am not the boss. What are you kidding? Crinkle is my boss. So yeah, so that one for Dog SV, then Orange, Masters, blah, blah, blah. And then Das Masters Friday, and then blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's take a look at the rules players. This is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based on the 1989 version of Tetris released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console as long as the game mechanics, experience, and statistics are unmodified. And players can use any controller as long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical, biological turbo only. Players, you should not receive any real-time in-game advice, and you should not pause, ever. Unless I, the commentator, tell you to. Just keep playing. If something happens, just keep playing, and we'll figure it out after. Level 18 starts all the way through. Players level 39 super kill screen. Make sure that's turned on. Make sure you are prepared to do same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. Points over the traditional max out of 99999. Do count best of 5 throughout. And the winner gets absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which stands currently at $1,289.70. The prize pool is funded by you, the fans, or maybe not. Maybe you're not a fan, or at least you're watching anyway because you want to see it, but you're not a fan. That's fine. $1,289.70 is good, but $2,000 would be way better because then we'll meet our top 8 incentive and we can pay the top 8 in the tournament instead of the top 4. Use the Matcherino command on Twitch or on YouTube to bring up the links. The second one is the one for Masters event. The other ones are for Mega Masters and DAS, so don't confuse them. But second one, click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. And then you can use your existing Twitch or YouTube account to log in over there. Click on the mustard colored button that says contribute to contribute. And we'd love to see any amount you could do, 1, 2, 5, 10, or maybe even $710.30. That would be a good amount if you had that. Just kicking around in some random online account, yeah, go for it. Whatever you got to do. And then if you want to support the channel, you can do so at patreon.com/monthlytetris, just like these people have done. They've made an ongoing pledge of support to keep the thing going that they love so much. Thank you to all of you, including Scott Gray, Jay in the Window, K9 Tacky, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cacket, McMonkey, and Mila, as well as all the other people on the right side of the slide here. Thank you. Another way to support the channel is to go to the merch store, ctm.wtf, and you can get merch, or you can even gift merchandise to the chat. And that's pretty fun, and it's easy, and yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to go over to our scene here and see that we have two players that are sitting here being like, will you just get through it? I don't care about the prize pool. I don't care about the channel. I'm just here for my own purposes. And I'm like, well, I'm trying to serve those purposes by keeping the channel going and building a prize pool. And they're like, oh, that just stuff falls out of the sky. Don't worry. And I'll be like, well, says you. Okay. All right, there's bro. I'll reverse him. I'm gonna reverse him. Hold on. We're gonna flip him. There you go. He's flipped. That looks right. Does that look right? That doesn't look right. That's too wide. That looks right. That's good. Okay. Or is this right? This is a little right. Game 2, I just need to reset. No, I don't. I'm going to keep it like that. It's fine. Good enough. Okay, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some pieces. The pieces are here. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. Sorry. I'll fix it real. What is it? It's 4 point, that was just a typo. Rushing. 4.66? Is it 4.66? Yeah, okay. We'll fix it. But we're not going to let that hold up the game. We got to get the game going. So players, when you are ready, we will do it. You can feel free to warm up if you want. That's up to you. It's your life and your time. So Cobra is number what? Cobra is number 12. He's from the USA. His PB is 4.66, and he's never won. And he's ranked. What's his rank in the Premier poll? The rank is right, though, right? Premier poll. I gotta look up the Premier poll and get that right. Cobra is number 13. All right, we gotta, you know, we gotta do things right here. All right, export as ping to the Masters Players folder in right slot right 12. There it is, and should be good. You happy now? Okay, looks like both players are ready. 4042FE, 4042FE. Both players are on seed, and both players are ready to play the top 16 of the Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for May 2025. Purple bracket, Sidnev versus Cobra. The winner goes to the top 8 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. On the left side of your screen, It is seed number 5 this month with a 1.67 million average of her top 2 scores played in a 60-minute qualifying period. Sidnev from the Netherlands. And in virtue of her top 8 seeding, this is the first match she has to play in this month's tournament. They get a 2-round bye. They don't have to play round 1. Don't have to play round 2. That's why the seeding in this tournament, super important. Kind of an undershift for Cobra, so that's going to create a little bit of a hole. He's taking care of it. Sidenev, of course, fresh off of her finals appearance in Mega Masters. He's a former CTM Masters event winner back in August of 2024. Now 7 finals appearances, including Mega Masters. Was the runner-up in CTWC's gold bracket in 2023. Third in CTWC's DAS event, their world championship in Germany in 2022. And has also top-8'd the CTWC Gold in 2022 as well. Sidnev, back-to-back winner of the Austria event the last 2 years, and also back-to-back winner of CTEC, Classic Tetris European Championship 2021 and 2022. And Sidnev has the, which is very relevant here, 188 for Sidnev, 170 for Cobra. You want to know who has the highest score on a level 39 line cap game? Yeah, it's Sidnev with a 2.13 million. And yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, and Sidnev has been in the at least the top 4 or higher 3 out of the 4 years that we have done Mega Masters. Only failing that in 2024 when she was in the top 16. So pretty respectable. But yeah. So, of course, one of the top players doing top player things. 257 for Sidnev. 243 for Cobra. And on the right side, it is Cobra, who, in virtue of his top 16 seeding, seed number 12, got a first round bye, had to play in round 2, defeated Somalian, qualified in with a 1.422 million. Players board's getting a little bit high, but keeping the right sides open. Oh, nice adjustment of the Sidnev was gonna take a burn with that T, but instead would forego the burn and just take the long bar to bring that stack down. So 314 now for Sidnev. Doc Pie loves it. 297 for Cobra. So Cobra, yeah, qualified in with a 1.422 million. That's where that 1.42 came from, Cobra. I typed the wrong thing. But has an overall PB of 4.66 million. That is good for about 17th on the overall leaderboard if it were there. And Cobra was ranked number 13 in the most recent Premier poll. That's Sidnev was 6th on that. And you can see the full rankings at premierpoll.com. Premier with an E at the end, poll with 2 L's. Cobra is a former Challenger Circuit winner. That was in November 2024, the last ever Challenger Circuit. He was top 4 at Lone Star last year, played in Mega Masters this year, also played in CTWC's Gold bracket last year. Was the winner of this year's Boston Tea Parity, the Boston 2 Parity event, and also played in the Oklahoma event last year. So that is Cobra and Sidnev. 480 for Sidnev, 403 for Cobra. Yeah, it's actually 8 finals overall, 1 yes, but 7 finishing in the finals, and then 1 with the win in August 2024. 450 for Cobra, 513 for Sidnev. There's a dirty Tetris, 1 row off, column 3 for Sidnev. We are approaching our level 19 transition. That's where the speed increases by about by exactly 50%. Yeah, pieces dropping one row every 3 frames. Soon we'll be dropping 1 row every 2 frames. As soon as level 19 hits 130, Sidenev is in to level 19 at 585, and you can see the speed quite a bit faster. Cobra is in at 543. Right now, Sidnev with about a 42,000 point lead. Tetris is on level 19, are worth 24,000 points. Tetris Cobra, another Tetris Cobra, 595. Sidnev, an answer back. So 45,000 point lead. Now, when the lines are tied like they are right now, it's a 20,000 point lead. But they will be offset in lines until one of them maybe starts playing higher or has to go through a dig or something like that. Tetris Cobra 673, 1 line apart, and a little bit of digging though for Sidnev. So that means they are virtually tied now. Same lines. Cobra ahead by not even 2,000 points. By the way, 20 Dan 03, thank you for the resub. 49 months overall. Really appreciate the support throughout the years. 20 Dan 03. And somehow the match on YouTube is not going in the right slot. So I don't know. YouTube is just a real mess for streaming. I don't know why they do it the way they do it. But thanks to those of you who have found us. 830 for Sidnev, 808 for Cobra. All right, Sidnev doing cleanup, getting set up. Long bar over. Tetris Sidnev. 901. 874. Cobra. 1 line apart. 25,000 or 26,000 points apart. Tetris Sidnev. We're into level 26. Under 30 lines to go until level 29. If you were watching earlier, watching Das Masters, you know that is the kill screen for Das. Well, these people, they're not playing Das. They are rolling. They're using the super fast play style that allows them to get pieces up, pieces over left and right quickly, allows them to stack super high, and therefore allows them to play well beyond what used to be called the kill screen. But that is a speed increase. The speed doubles. And that's going to hit Sidnev at about 5 lines. Got a Tetris well open. All right, Sidnev going to transition in. A little bit of a dirty board, though. B27, Cobra trying to keep that well open. The long bar gets down for Cobra, but he is transitioning in very dangerously. What can he do on that left side? The answer is nothing. And Cobra is going to top out at A32. Sidnev is good in game number 1. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give these players their new pieces. Players, you can take a breather if you need it. That's fine. But I'm going to give you the pieces, and then I'm going to eat a bite of my yogurt. Okay, they are both on seed. They have both signaled ready. So we are going to start game number 2. Sidnev is up 1 game to none. All right, the piece is coming out red, white, and blue, just like the colors of the flags for these 2 individuals, or at least their nations anyway. I don't know if they have flags, but the nations in which they reside have flags, and these colors are the colors of their nation's flags. Wow. Sidnev with the 11 pushdown points. Cobra with the 5 pushdown points. Usually you'll see Sidnev with the 1 pushdown point. But maybe Cobra reacting, you know, maybe this is game theory kicking in. So now Cobra with the getting pushdown points. All right, and his pushdown point is at 1 as well. There is a line spin for Sidnev. We take those here. Tetris, Cobra. So at least they've both got a 1 in their ones digit. Tetris, Cobra, 160. And, you know, the one, maybe a little bit of a meme, but also, you know, if you and your opponent both club 0, right? If you both top out at 0, you win because you push down. And, you know, that could happen, and it's free to do. So why not do it? And I've also heard it's Sidnev maybe, like, checking, I don't know, or just kind of getting a feel for the controller somehow. This is what I've heard. I don't know. Tetris, Sidnev, 162. Cobra, kind of a messy board built on top of a dirty Tetris setup. He's going to uncover that right side, chop it down, and gets that dirty left well Tetris. It's 3 rows up. And now he can transfer that well over to the right side, where he does, and he gets a Tetris. 261 for Cobra, 230 for Sidnev. $277 Sidnev through 68 lines. Long bar down, Tetris, Cobra, 330 through 69 lines. All right, 2 lines apart and about a Tetris worth of points apart. All right, Cobra, those last minute, like, triple machine movements or whatever, like, just very last moment adjustments for Cobra. 423 for Cobra, 437 for Sidnev. We've crossed the 100 line mark. 492 Cobra, 461 Sidnev. Pretty decent paces. You're looking usually for about, you know, for a good aggressive pro level tournament pace, you're looking for about 100,000 points on 18 for every 20 lines cleared. So if you were at, 100 lines, it'd be 500,000. So if you're within shouting distance of that, you're doing okay. Tetris Sidnev 575 through 123, 563. Now Cobra 585 through 119. The Vitz is filled in for Sidnev. Kind of did it the way that, like my favorite way, which is like the J on top of the L upside down. I mean, that's just bonkers and I like it. So 622 for Sidnev into 19. Cobra's in with a 655. Tetris Sidnev 674. Another Tetris Sidnev 699. 707 Cobra. Just 8,000 points, 3 lines apart. All right, Cobra. Yeah, that long bar is going to help. That's going to help. All right, he's uncovered that right side. And now, going to bring this down. Oh, covered well. Long bar over Tetris Cobra 742, but Sidnev now out to a bit of a lead, 834. Both are in 22 now. And Sidnev about to exit as soon as that next bar comes. And there's the bar, and Sidnev 863, level 23. So Cobra here in the top 16 is looking to make it into the top 8 of our Masters event for the first time. Now, of course, this would be if he can win, he'll make it to the top 8 of the Masters event for the first time. Where Sidnev, a ton of high finishes in these events. A81 for Sidnev. She's got the max out on 26. 896 for Cobra. Tetris Cobra 932. There's one Sidnev B80 on 27. The 1.1. And long bar down. That'll be a 1.2. So the C14 for Sidnev. And of course, if you're trying to make your first top 8, you are not really all that excited to meet a player like Sidnev or in the top 16. But really, once you get to the top 16, there's no holes. There's just no easy matches anymore. And Sidnev looking for one last bar. Gets the bar and has a 1.3 into 29. Of course, Sidnev is the player with the level 39 cap world record. And we've seen her with pacing all the time. And there's a top out for Cobra, who had a 1.1 into or just about after 29. And a great score for Cobra, but Sidnev just insane right now. Sidnev, you want to mullen it out? Go ahead. You can mullen it out. I don't think Sidnev listens to comms, so she's probably just going because she doesn't know what Cobra's score was. But Sidnev up 2-0. We're going to give players new pieces. 5B, BB, D4. So yeah, I mean a huge pace into 29. You kind of want to see where that was gonna go, but that better count as an aggro top Andrew. I think it was. All right, 5B. Oh, can we get pins, by the way, from if there's a mod in chat who is maybe at the computer? Maybe if you're able to pin seats for the stream, that's good. That would help. Okay, 5 BBB D4. Five BBB D4. Both players are on seed and both players are ready for game number 3. Cobra needs to win to extend this match. Z J at no, so we're no rainbow star, although we did get one and I missed it. I did not see it when we got it last month. Was it last month? No, it was this month. I don't know. Some month. It happened. I don't know when anything is anymore. So game number 3 between these two. These players have not met in CTM before for, as long as they've been playing. I mean, Cobra really, I guess, starting to make masters consistently, like what, last year? They have only met in CTL. That was in 2024, and Cobra took that match 3-2. $104 Sidnev, 183 Cobra. All right, and players are getting droughted, and I'm sure they are not going to be pleased with being droughted, but that Tetris do be like that. And now the long bar spigot has been opened. Sidnev digging. Cobra covers that well. It wasn't exactly a Tetris well, but a long bar would have gone nicely in there. And both players digging. Both boards seem to be coming down. All right, Cobra clean with a covered well. Long bar over. Tetris Cobra. 225. And Sidnev's board kind of treading water. Tetris Cobra 273. Okay, so Sidnev able to access that gap, and a couple of long bars here, and just some great pieces all in a row that's going to help her knock this down back to a safe height, and a little bit of work to do, but this should all be doable for Sidnev, who's at 165. Cobra 342. Giovanni is back. Hello, Giovanni. All right, Sidnev brought her board all the way back to the bottom now, just trying to get set up again, start scoring. Tetris Sidnev, 198. A lot of burning. And Cobra is up 100. Oh, he's got a miss with that Z. I wonder if he's screen looking or kind of overshot it there. Not sure, but 390 here for Cobra, 221. Sidnev, about 170,000 point lead. And because they were both kind of high digging for a while, you know, neither player's gotten a lot of separation line-wise like you're used to seeing. There's the dirty Tetris for Cobra, 417. Still at 150,000 point difference when the lines are close. All right, Laurie is back now. Laurie says, I had some measurements to do. I don't know what that means. You had measurements? Do I want to know? All right, Cobra now up high, trying to keep it open. Skims gets it. Tetris, 470. Tetris, Cobra, 495. He's got one more potentially available, but yeah, he's going to have to just take burns into 29. Sidenev into 29 at 325 and gets a Tetris immediately after. So low transition for Sidenev and kind of a medium-low transition for Cobra. Still a lot of Tetris to be played. 200 more lines until the level 39 super kill screen that players can potentially make use of. Tetris, Cobra, 573. Tetris didn't have 452, 627 Cobra. Online fact, a Cobra is a snake. In case you didn't know the meaning of Cobra's screen name, it's a snake. All right, Cobra. Would love a bar in the middle. Of course, the bar comes as soon as he can't use it. But he can use that one, and now he's opened up that right side. And the long bar goes down into column 10 for a Tetris. 723 for Cobra. 574 for Sidnev. So still about that 150,000 point lead. They've been kind of keeping pace with one another ever since Sidnev got out of that interminable dig. A Cobra is also a type of firework. I've never heard of that. Oh no, that left for Sidnev. The bar gets over because of course it does, but we'll see if she can survive. It's a great L for the left. I mean, how is she getting these pieces over and surviving like this? It's just crazy. Okay, keeping that open. I mean, the pieces are just nasty. Oh, my word. Oh, my goodness. A valiant attempt. But let me tell you, like, that high on the screen, on that color screen, whatever, and then with the interference on the TV. Like, that is tough. Yeah, I mean, that was just like one dig and then just other dig. So Cobra gonna take a game here. Yeah, yeah, how did she even survive that long? I mean, that's just bonkers. Cobra says comeback starts now. Cobra, why are you a Cobra? Do you just like snakes, or is it like something else? You like G.I. Joe, or you hate G.I. Joe? Why are you a Cobra? Long story. All right, don't tell it here. Tell it in the what does my screen name? Did you do it there at some point? I don't know. We have a whole channel for that. Yeah, there's a what does my screen name mean channel. Cobra, shut up. You what? It's right there, bruh. Okay, let's see. Tag that man. Okay. Well, as soon as we get Sidnev back, I will give the pieces. Yeah. As soon as we get the as soon as I see Sidnev start stirring again, I will give pieces. Stream delay? I can try to refresh both streams just to be sure, but I'm disproving you. All right, here we go. Pieces are here. A5, 1E, B6. A5, 1E, B6. All right, both players are ready. Sidenev is up 2-1. Cobra needs to win to force a deciding game 5. He was already down. Two to nothing. Came back, won game 3. So yeah, comeback time, Cobra says. He's feeling confident, feeling good. But it's a tough draw. Sidnev is as tough a draw as you're going to get in any Tetris tournament. All right, Cobra says no. Just say no to perfect, clear setup. I was playing Nestris.org, and I had a perfect clear, and I was connected to Nestris.org. And then, I reviewed my placements, and like getting set up for the perfect clear wasn't even in the top 5 of things I should have done with the piece that I had, which just convinced me like, okay, yeah, perfect clear maybe isn't good. But it was literally like, yeah, don't set up for the perfect clear. It was like right there. Computer says no. $183 for Cobra, 142 for Sidnev. Sidnev uncovers that right side well. And now is just waiting on a bar. Tetris, Sidnev, another Tetris, Sidnev, both dirty. Danv says, yeah, but computers have no emotions. Well, that's true, because you do get a little emotional boost from getting a perfect clear. You feel excited. And the other thing is, you know how to deal with a empty board, right? You're just used to playing an empty board. It's, you usually know exactly what to do. But computer says no. Okay, Tetris for Sidnev 260. There's one Cobra 297. Oh yeah, me versus Marts on friendlies. I mean, I can't say no to Marts, but I was not really. My heart was not in it. I'm happy Mart's got the win. $367 for Cobra, $270 for Sidnev. Your computer feels sad when you stream a Vandy versus Marts match, though. Why would it be sad? I mean, Kingsman, you saw what happened when Vandy gets on the screen, right? Oh, people go nuts. I don't know. They're probably like, please get this guy off the screen. I'll pay you any amount of bits that I have to get this guy off the screen. That's probably what it was. 364 for Sidnev, 460 for Cobra. Oh, I will say a lot of bits came onto the channel. Maybe you're gonna have me on again there, King. 506 for Cobra. 411 for Sidnev, and that is not a good looking setup on the left side of the board. She's able to get in a spin. She's gonna set up dirty, because why not? And there is that Tetris, 437. 529 for Cobra. Me versus Zero's dad? I mean, I it's fine. I've just never really met him. I have no connection to him. I haven't really met the kid too much. So I don't know why he'd want to play me specifically. 599 now, 622 for Cobra through 117 lines. All right, so Cobra with another Tetris 645. If he perfects out from here, he could get 3 more, but with that setup on that column 8 and 9, and I feel like a burn is going to happen. There is a Tetris Cobra. I mean, he would have to have 3 bars, right? He's going for it. There's 2. He would have to have 2 more bars to get it. 690 for Cobra. There is 1 bar. What the heck? And another bar, and Cobra gets the 714 transition into 19. That is utterly crazy. I was like, yeah, he's not going to get it. He's not going to get enough bars. He got enough bars. So 744 for Cobra on 20, 678 for Sidnev. And, you know, Sidnev got a heck of a pace here, but, you know, Cobra is just like crazy. That 700K transition. Cobra's like, yeah, I don't care about the tournament. I just want the 700K. So, all right, Tetris, Cobra, or maybe Cobra's like, yeah, I actually need a 700K transition to have a chance against Sidnev. 826 Cobra, 734 for Sidnev. Danv says, bro got like 8 bars for the last 3 Tetrises. Yeah, true. Tetris Sidnev, 766. Another Tetris Sidnev, 823. Oh, Cobra set up dirty, but has to knock it down. Only gets a triple here. 898. 856 Sidnev. She gets a Tetris. 886. Ahead by 5 lines. Back by 14,000. Tetris Sidnev 952 and another one. And Sidnev now ahead by 8 lines, but does have a score lead right now. Cobra going to take it back with a couple Tetrises, 830, but both players have maxed out. They're on 26. Cobra gets one. So they're tied in lines right now. Cobra ahead by 46,000 points. And it's like, you think you're going to get a 700K transition and you're going to be like way ahead. And it's like, what do I have to do? Sidnev now with the 1.1. Cobra set up dirty. And there's the dirty for Cobra. He's got the 1.1. He's now into 28. Long bar goes down. That's just a triple. He's setting up the 1 row off the bottom. Tetris Sidnev into 29 at C24. That's a 1.2. He's going to miss with that S piece. And Cobra just trying to bring his stack down. Sidnev trying to bring her stack down. And I don't know, kind of some safe stacking going on both sides. So maybe both of them just trying to wait the other out. And Cobra is like having none of it. No, gets a Tetris C32. Sidnev sets up for a Tetris D08. So, all right, they took a little break, see if someone was going to top out early. Nothing doing. Now they're going for it. Tetris Cobra C84. Cobra sets up again, gets another one. D30 in the lead. But has to bring this down. Trying to get set up again. Tetris for Sidnev, D75. Cobra with one, D88. So they're just trading the lead back and forth. Sidnev maybe trying to set up in the middle. Has a ton of stuff piled up in column 10. So Sidnev will be trying to go center well at least a couple of times. There's a triple. No, just going to bring that over. Cobra, E44. There's a Tetris for Cobra at E88. Tetris Sidnev F02. Cobra setup gets one. F42. There's one. Sidnev F48. The seesaw battle back and forth. Tetris Cobra F89. That board climbing for Sidnev. That's going to be a top out for Sidnev at F60, and Cobra has the rollover. Cobra has the rollover and takes game number 4. An F60 for Sidnev. Cobra getting droughted here on 38. The line doesn't get over. It doesn't matter. Cobra gonna take that one. Oh my word. And the bar to troll you right at the end. Cobra did just enough, but Cobra, Cobra had he's ahead by 90,000 here. That's about the difference in their 19 transition. So it's really that, that 700K transition. Oh my word. Yeah, guys, will you guys. All right, the pieces are here. 3A, B0, C6. Tetris, I like it. I like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to say who timed who out, but yeah. Tetris, I like it. I like the timeout. You're not supposed to say what mod did what to someone, but never even heard of that person. Why are they even saying anything? Like person you never heard of just comes in and starts saying stuff like, come on now. I hate that. That's right. Tetris is a mod. All right. Looks like both players are ready. Holy mackerel. 3A, B0, C6. 3A, B0, C6. What I mean is Mari timed him out. All right, let's get these players ready. It is a decider. So let's do that whole thing. Game number 5. The winner goes to the top 8 in 3, 2, 1 Tetris. Get marinated? What? What does that mean? I love it. I don't even know the context. I know that I love it. Okay, both players with the solo pushdown points and Tetrises. Cobra looking for his first top 8 finish. Sidnev looking to go on a run, try to get back to those finals. get another Masters victory. 114 for Cobra. 114 at 136 for Sidnev. Player 425618. Isn't chat for someone to just coming from nowhere and say stuff? Yeah, you can, you can just be reasonable person. That's all. It's easy. 186 Cobra, 164 for Sidnev. Sorbet Banana, can you say stuff? Yeah, you specifically can say stuff. Tricky Pete asking Kingsman, could you verify the max out turkey story? Dirty Tetris Sidnev, 190,000, 210 for Cobra. It's true. You don't even know what I said, Kingsman, but he saw it. But the story is that it was Thanksgiving. He saw turkey. He was so motivated, and he's like, all right, well, I got nothing to do before that turkey comes out, but I'm feeling hungry. And he transmuted that hunger for turkey into the will and the focus to max out the game. And he just was playing a casual game, but somehow the turkey inspired him. 303 for Cobra, 263 for Sidnev. I don't know what's going on in chat right now. What I do know is that Cobra is at 306 and Sidnev is at 286. And that both players are Tetrising. All right, Tetris, Sidnev, 354. 359 for Cobra. I need to stand up here. I feel like I'm developing a deep vein thrombosis. All right, Sidnev set up for a dirty Tetris. That is 5 or 6 rows up. Gets it, 382. And another Tetris column 10, 405. Both players at 405 through one line apart, super close. All right, Tetris for Sidnev, 496. 457 Cobra. Gilded Lizard says, all my homies hate deep vein thrombosis. Yeah, you should. Don't get one. Get a comfortable chair and stand up and walk around once in a while. 505 for Cobra, 564 for Sidnev. All right, 610 for Sidnev. There's a Tetris 633. And a Tetris for Cobra, a 600K transition for him. And Sidnev with the bar also has a 600K transition, 657. So more high transition hijinks from these two. Sounds like a Kingsman thing to say. Kingsman says hijinks a lot, right? I'd imagine. 707 Sidnev now on 2673 for Cobra. Remember, we still have 2 more matches after this. So we have SV versus... Well, no, not SV. Sorry, Danv versus Iball. And then winner of that versus the winner of this. Yeah, I have a standing desk, but I'm not currently standing. Okay. Oh, there's a split triple for Sidnev. Good tuck on the left. 731 Sidnev. 764 Cobra. All right, long bar down, Tetris, Sidnev. She's going to survive all that. Get that Tetris, 776. Cobra, 798. Tetris for him, 827. All right, Cobra kind of holding out for that T-spin, but T just not coming. I think T-spin drought is almost worse than long bar drought. And there's a dirty for Cobra, 894. 844 Sidnev. Sidnev with the Vits, hiding, waiting. Sidnev going to fill in the Vits, take the triple down. Cobra set up column 4. And Sidnev just trying to keep that well open. And there's the Tetris finally for Sidnev. Cobra gonna uncover, recover, uncover. Trying to keep it open. And gets the bar down. 978 for Cobra. He's got the max out now on 28. Set up again in column 3. And Sidnev is into 29 at 991. Tetris, Sidnev, A27. A88 for Cobra. Tetris, Sidnev, A65. Tetris, Cobra, B28. But that square doesn't get all the way to the left, so he's going to have to burn that away. A bar will do it. Tetris, Sidnev, B44. B44 for Cobra, too. Sidnev trying to down stack here. Uncovers that little gap. Oh, recovers it. That left side is going to be tough for Sidnev. And that's going to be a top out. Sidnev at B53. And Cobra is good. On level 32, Cobra is going to the top 8 for the first time in like an instant classic of a match. What a crazy matchup. Sidnev and Cobra. Cobra does enough in a match in which he got a 700K transition, but nearly almost lost the match. Just a heroic comeback. Cobra was down 2 games to none, right? Were you down 2 games to none? Whatever. He was behind. I think it was 2 games to none he was back. This is a reverse sweep, right? Oh, my word. And Cobra comes back and it will be moving to the top 8 for the first time in his Tetris career. Let's go ahead and give that man his 3. There it is. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Well, Cobra, you are you have to stick around now. That's what you get for your victory. And the next match is going to be Danv versus Iball. Sidnev, of course, always a pleasure. GG's to you. Hope to have you back in subsequent months. And, I mean, amazing game, of course, played. I mean, Sidnev always plays amazing. So, GG's to you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set up our next match. Cobra, you stick around because you're playing the winner of Danv and Iball. And let me just run these pre-roll thingers over here, and then we will do that. What is it? Blue? So it's blue, 4 and 13, right? Okay, so game 1, 4. Got to refresh these whole dealios. Lori says, Laura says, I will always be a Danv supporter. So Danv, Laurie is in your corner. Just so you know. I don't know what I saw. I saw Iball's camera, and I thought he was on an exercise bike because I only got like the little mic stand thingy. And I thought he was on an exercise bike. Like, that's a little weird. Okay, but he's just sitting down in a chair like a normal person. Blurp. Yeah, can we all just chill and chat? Let's just take it somewhere else. Like, y'all can. Anybody has a problem with anybody else can just take it offline. Okay, Daniel V. Okay. Let's look at these people. Oh my god, it's 2 people playing Tetris. And yeah, Iball facing to the right this time. What do you think of that? This is where we got to get Iball that reverse shirt. Vandy, do you prefer leprechauns or unicorns? I prefer leprechauns because they're real. Oh, what is that? Dan V, what is that? What is that? What is that? Is that your trophy for winning something? Oh, that's the FA. What is the FA Cup? I don't know what the FA Cup is. What is the FA Cup? Lock in. All right, you're right. Here, don't put your cheating ROM on. Put your normal ROM on. Thank you. It's a soccer league in the UK. Crystal Palace. You guys are just saying things. I don't know what it means, my guys. Full accountability cup. I don't know what anything is anymore. Dan V is wearing a Crystal Palace shirt. They just won the FA Cup. I don't know what anything is. Crystal Palace? Isn't that where, like, I don't know, isn't that where He-Man lived? Winners 2025. He's so excited. Danv. It's soccer. Oh, okay. It's you just have to say it's Europe stuff. I don't know. The FA Cup is like the oldest cup competition in football. Oh, okay. Well, congrats, Danv. Are you on the team or what? He's just a fan. He's got the uniform on and he's got a trophy. I thought maybe he was on the team. Is he on the team? Danv is similar to Michael Jordan in whatever sport that jersey is for. Oh, yes, got it. All right, congratulations, Danv, for winning the FA Cup. I'm sure you were the best player. I bet you were. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea what any of this is. I have no idea. I'm not against it. Crystal Palace. What is Crystal Palace? That's the name of a team? Is that like the name of a town? Crystal Palace sounds like a casino. Like an off-strip casino. It's the name of the team. Okay, got it. Oh, we're gonna go to the Crystal Palace. It sounds like a. Should you go to the casino tonight? Of course you should. No, you shouldn't. All right, players, I have given you pieces, right? Didn't I give you pieces or no? I did. Deck pinned it. 7-4 F9 B5 when you players are ready. Did they oh, you guys both. Did they immediately put the king on the money or do they wait a little bit? Cuz he's pretty old. And you guys both have like king money, right? They immediately put it on there. You have to like turn in all your money. What happens if you have like old queen money? What do they do? Oh, the old currency is still valid. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you for answering my question in a straightforward way. Crystal Palace is a region in London that's named after some old building. So, all right, so the football team represents Crystal Palace, which is the region. They won a tournament at an English football tournament. All right, I got it. And it's their first ever tournament win in 140 years. Well, you guys have been waiting a long time. I can't imagine waiting 140 years. Just like, I personally waited 86 years for the Red Sox to win a World Series, right? That's pretty good. So that's his team. That is his team. And it won. And, given that it was 140 years, they'll probably never win again. So I imagine you're very excited. Iball being so patient. Iball and Danv, very solid. All right, they both got the seed in. They are good on that count. They are both now ready. It is Classic Tetris Monthly Masters Event Top 16. Iball versus Danv. The winner goes to the top 8 to face Cobra. Oh, that's the seed. Let's get him started and count it down. That's the wrong thing. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Whoops. It is. That's a real countdown. Really do real countdown. All right, it is Iball. It is Danv. Canada, Great Britain. They are. They both have the monarchy on their money. And they're here playing Tetris against one another. On the left side of your screen, it is Iball, seed number 4 in this tournament. So we got a round 1 and round 2 bye at a 1.67 million qualifier. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 60-minute qualifying period. Iball is a confirmed Canadian and is well known for being a Canadian. So if you want to see a Canadian, there is one right there. It's got a PB of 4.75 million. That's good for about 17th on the overall PB list. It would be if it were on there, but it's not, so I had to estimate. Iball ranked number 16 in the most recent Premier poll. That is a poll of Tetris journalists and broadcasters and tournament organizers. All take a little survey as to who the best player is and all that. Iball, number 16. Go to premierpoll.com, Premier with an E at the end. Iball is a former Challenger Circuit winner, a Future Circuit winner. Was top 16 in Mega Masters 2024. And he's made it into the semifinals twice, both times last year, May and June. He's top 16 in CTWC 2023, also played in the second online year of CTWC's gold bracket and took second in the Montreal regional last year. Of course, the winner of the CTWC Canada was American player Tristop. And another player invading another country and winning a tournament is Danv, who is on the right side. He qualified into this tournament, into seed number 13. That gave him a round 1 bye. And then he defeated ID Kirby in round 2 to make it here to the top 16. Qualified in with a 1.41 million from Great Britain with a PB of 3.83 million. That's good for about 20th. Danv ranked 14th in the Premier poll. Of course, he is our intrepid YouTube editor. He's won a Challengers, a Hopefuls, a Futures, and a Masters. One of the few people, maybe the only person to get the quadfecta. Won that Masters back in May of 2023. That was the Faster Masters format, which does count, believe it or not. Some variants of the Masters event do count as Masters events, believe it or not, and that is one of them. Dan also made the semis in February of 2023, was top 16 in CTWC's gold bracket 2022, and played in CTWC the last 4 years. He's fresh off a win in Paris. He won the CTWC France or Paris regional. Was top 4 in CT UK last year and in the Austria events in back-to-back years. And he's all over the place. Played in Boston. He's all over. But that is Iball and Danv. Happy to have them. They have the same exact score, and they're one line apart. 364,040 points. Crazy. Tetris, Danv, 409, 411 for Iball. Let's see. What are the other facts we know about Iball? Iball's a Canadian. He does track. He's a speed runner of Super Mario Brothers. He's got hot dog curtains. What else do we know? Those are all the facts we know about Iball. Just list all the facts. Okay, 479 for Danv. Okay, Tetris is for each 2 lines apart, 2,000 points apart. Tetris Danv 573. And a Tetris for Danv 597 transition, 578 transition for Iball. There's a Tetris Danv 621 602 for Iball. And this match has happened, what, once before? These two players, Danv, Iball, that was in round 2 of January's Masters event. Iball took that one 3-0. And that is the only matchup I've got on Liquipedia. If it happened elsewhere, then I don't know. $7.14 Iball, $7.57 Danv. I'm sorry, Iball doesn't seem to have played very much since CTWC Canada. I don't have any CTM appearances, I don't think, since, well, maybe I do. Hold on. Let me check here. Okay, so yeah, so he was in Mega Masters, played against Fractal in January, but yeah, kind of only 3 appearances in CTM since that CTWC Canada back in July. He's a busy guy. He's got stuff going on in life, you know? 842 for Iball, 905 for Danv. All right, Tetris down for Iball, 909. Danv really could use that L and gets it and uses it. Opens up the right side of the board. He's got a well in column 10, but he's got to cover it. Now he's got a dirty Tetris set up. Column 3, 4 rows up. But just can't get anything to clear it away. Okay, he can reestablish that well now. He's just going to chop it down. Reestablishes it again. He's just holding out and finally does get it. Really just more to bring this down than anything. Max out for Danv on 27. Iball 988. DJ Mr. Barrow says, anyone know the team of Danv's jersey? I guess it is Crystal Palace, who won the FA Cup. See, I'm learning. And he didn't just run out and buy the jersey. He's been wearing that jersey forever. And his team won. B66 for Danv into 29. A69 for Iball on 29. Okay, good flat board. Kind of a clean palette to work with there for Iball. Or a canvas, not a clean palette. You know what? You want a dirty palette and a clean canvas, right? I don't know. Tetris for Iball, B43, B98 for Danv, whose board is climbing, but he's bringing it down. It's not a jersey van, it's a kit. Oh, whatever. And that's going to be a top out for Danv at C12. The target for Iball, C13. And Iball's board climbing. Can he bring it down? Can he get to C13? Oh, no, it's going to be a top out for Iball. And Danv is going to hang on and take game number 1. All right, a little golf clap from Iball, golf clap Danv. You love to see it. Okay. I don't know who Balotelli is, but I'm imagining it's one of Danv's teammates. New pieces. What is Balotelli? I hope I'm allowed to say it. What is that? Okay, that is a football player. Thank you for the pin, Arbaro. By the way, did you know that the prize pool for this event is 100% fan-funded, or really viewer-funded? You don't have to be a fan, but if you're a viewer and you like watching this, despite its flaws, and you want to keep it going, use the Matcherino command to bring up the links to the prize pool. The second one, the second link, that's the one. Click on that, take you to the page, log in, contribute. 1, 2, 5, 10, $710.30, whatever you got. All right, the pieces are 26A01C. Oh, if you switch around the A and the 0, you get 260A1C, which is like Kingsman's latest blood report. Okay. Yeah, poor Kingsman. He's full-fledged. You know, he's beyond. You're not supposed to go above 6, you know, or 5.7. He's at like 260. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, 26A01C. Those are the things. Looks like we had a contribution to the prize pool from Maitre Huitien. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that one. Let me get over to the other page here. I was on the Das Masters one. And now I'm on the right one, so I can tell you who did what and said what. And we had a contribution from Ben Squirrely, $10. Says, yeah, Tetris. And Maitre Huitien, $10.30. Says nothing. You had a chance to say something. You didn't take it. Oh, that's all right. Okay, both players are ready. Let's get him started here in game number 2. Danv is up 1-0. He is riding high after the victory of his favorite football team, the Crystal Palace. Or not the Crystal, but just Crystal Palace. It sounds either like a casino or like a strip club. Sorry, kids, cover your ears. Sounds like a strip club. Oh, we're going to the Crystal Palace tonight. You know? But it's actually a soccer team. Wait, did I say that? Maybe. I mean, I might be a little tired. Zempro. Maybe don't schedule me for 2 top 16 brackets in a row. It's probably 91,000 for Iball, 69,000 for Danv. Oh, Danv with the adjustment for the Z to make room for the T, which he spun in, and then he got a long bar as his immediate reward. So yeah, 13-10 in the prize pool, thanks to Squirrely and Maitre Huitien. Appreciate that. 313 from Ben Squirrely to get us up to 13, 13, 13. All right, that's a thing. We're making progress now. We've primed the pump. Contributions starting to come in. The players appreciate it, I'm sure. The Vits filled in for Iball, and the long bar goes into column 10. Adjustment for a T. I mean, what is Iball just trying to do? Like, most consecutive adjustments world record? Like, what the heck was that? 211 Iball, 210 for Danv. All right, Danv, Tetris, 240, 242, Iball. Do you want another back-to-back, or do you want to stream on Saturday? I want it all. I want it all back-to-back, Zempro. So my birthday is next Saturday, is that right? Yeah. So here's really the prediction. Will Zempro or Crinkle schedule something on my birthday, even though I said don't? Now, the problem is it's a Saturday, and so it's like we need that day usually to finish the tournament, but 301 for Iball. But is there going to come a thing where someone's like, well, they can only play on that Saturday and never again, and that's it? But that's usually what happens. Tetris for Iball, 324, 357 for Danv. Of course, I kid these two. I tell them to load me up. I can do this all day. You know, I can be a mediocre Tetris streamer all day. No problem. Lex Diskey with the 1 bits, rattling the tip jar. Thank you so much. That's right, SV. Tetris Iball, 393, 390 for Danv. So we're pretty close. Stanislav with the 2 bits. Now, see, if you just keep doubling bits. Oh, you're all right. You're counting bits. I like that. If you kept doubling bits, I think after like 30 doubles, I'd be a billionaire. Isn't that what it is? Something like that. 418 for Iball, 416 for Danv. Gilded with the 4 bits. Thank you. They're counting up with bits. I like the math of this, by the way. So Stanislav with the 5. No, pull back there for Iball to make room for the long bar. The long bar comes in and he gets it 467. Another Tetris Iball, 490, 10 lines away from 19, and the speed increase. Is that it? Just dies at 5? No one with the 6 bits? $539 Iball, 562 Danv. 6 bits gilded, thank you. 7 from Squirrely, 8 from valid username. All right, Iball setting up for the delayed Vits and gets rewarded. You know, do the wrong thing and get rewarded. It's not fair. Tetris Iball, 619 on 2617 for Danv. Oh, that's all right, Stanislav. That's bad planning on your part. Fractal 7 roommate with the 9 bits. 698 Danv. 700 Iball. Gilded with the 10. I wonder what the record is. Like how... I mean, someone must have done this in their stream at some point. 758 Iball, 760 for Dan V. 11. Okay, Tetris Dan V, 849, 818 Iball. Curie says, anyone remember when you could watch an ad and get like 100 bits? Yeah. Remember they used to give you bits for watching ads? Oh, man. Those were the days. Okay, Iball. Looking for a J, not going to find one, so that was just going to be like, I'll just set up dirty here, no problem. And yeah, it works, of course, but no good place for that square, so it has to cover the well again. 954 Iball, A14 for Dan V. There's a Tetris Dan V, A48. I don't think you got 100 bits for watching an ad, though. I mean, it was probably... Did you? Oh, man. Maybe I don't remember that. Watermelon Cowboy with the 12 bits. Thank you. Appreciate that. 1.1 for Dan V on 28. Oh, Cute Pup Jesus with the 12. Fractal 7th roommate with the 13. That's really sweet of you guys. Thank you. So the 1.1s for both of these players are on level 30. Oh, Dan V, the middle of that board, really needs a bar. Bar gets down, and now work to be done. Madelsberger with the 100 bits. That's a nice pattern. It would be a shame if someone would mess it up. Oh, no. Iball's left side, and yeah, that is going to be a top out at C17 for Iball. Dan V is good in game number 2. I think Dan V has learned, you know, he's seen what victory looks like now with his team that has inspired him. And now he knows how to win. Ben Squirrely with the 101 bits. Thank you, Madelsberger and Ben Squirrely. Madelsberger loves to break the patterns. Cute Up Jesus with the 88. Well, this is a very complex pattern now. Fractal's tapping out. Fractal's roommate tapping out 1 bit. Dan V's second prime has to be studied, says Dog playing Tetris. Cute Pup Jesus with the 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you, Cute Pup Jesus. That is so very nice. Isomorph, you got one. Sapolsky. Oh my god, wow. AV Geek. Quilinal the fish. Okay. Ziggy 7Z. Is that like 7-zip? Wasn't 7-zip 7Z? There was actually a 7Z file format. Watermelon Cowboy 288 bits. Thank you so very much. Appreciate that. All right, the pieces have been pieced, right? Call me Jamie Vardy. I don't know what anything is anymore. 96 BBF7. 96 BBF7. Iball trying to learn how to play Tetris quickly before game 3. All right, he's figured it out. He learned it. He's all good. All right, Danv going to try to learn as well. Love when the Europeans and cultured confuse Vandy with our words. Yeah, when both the Europeans and the cultured. You're right, SV. I love it too. Okay, looks like both players are ready. They are on seed and they are ready to play. Game number 3. Coop Up Jesus gifted a tier 1 sub as well. And there it is. Game 3. The countdown has begun. Danv is up 2-0. Who would win in a fight? Great Britain or Canada? Well, we're about to find out. I guess we actually already know, right? Given that Canada exists as an independent country. $72,000 for Iball, $68,000 for Danv. All right, Tetris Iball 117. So we do have one more match after this. The winner of this Iball Danv match will take on Cobra. For a semi-final spot. The Vits for Iball 191. I really am digging this blue, you know. It's a better blue than our old blue. The old green is better than our old green. The new red is not as good as the previous red. And the orange is too close to really distinguish. But yeah, I'm digging this new blue. $277 Danv, $259 for Iball. Jazzy Josh, that's a good one. Tetris Danv 322. Well, I can't even talk. 322. That's my whole job, is just to talk. That is the job. So if you can't talk, you gotta leave. All right, there it is. Danv 345, 329 Iball long bar down. Tetris 352. Wow. Laurie was born on Friday the 13th. What does that mean, Laurie? 445 Iball, 440 for Danv. Laurie says, like the page, people. It's free and supports the channel and gets it out to more fans. Or just viewers. Don't assume anyone's a fan, Laurie. But they watch it. But they're not, yeah, they don't want, they're like, I'm not a fan, but I'll watch it. I think it's the energy I get. 509 from Dan, 537 Iball. And this is 511 through 100 for Danv. All right, I guess there was a hype train on Twitch. Thank you, hype trainers. Math Wiz 101 raid party of 14 viewers. See, it says 14 viewers, not fans. Tetris Iball 629. Potentially 2 more Tetrises to go for Iball. There's one 652. Danv with 2 more. He gets one of them, 631. Players too good now. They are too good. All right, Iball not going to get that second Tetris. He skims in a double. There's a long bar down Tetris, but both players taking doubles in. Long bars weren't coming. A triple and a Tetris for Danv, so both players with good 600K transitions. There's a new giveaway, my folks. Use the join command to get in on it. And I think if you just type the word join, it's possible. I'm going to try it out and see if I win. Join this. Okay. If I win, then we know for sure that you can just type join without the exclamation point. Okay, Iball. Yeah, he's just going to take that triple, not going to mess around. Although, yeah, you know him he will mess around. $735 for him. 708. Danv set up center well, 1 row off the bottom here on the green level. But he had to cover his pieces. Uncovers, gets it down the middle. And let's see what he's going to do here. Is he going to work 2 rows off the bottom? And it appears that he is not. He's going to burn this down. He takes that triple. And he's just going to transfer that well back to column 10 like a sane person. So there is a giveaway. Use the exclamation point join command to get in on the giveaway. And that is courtesy of Not a Fan. So thank you, Not a Fan, for gifting an Angry Bear can glass to the chat. We still probably have a minute to go to get in on the giveaway. Tetris Danv 840, a triple, a double, a single. Oh, I was hoping for triple, double, single, home run. The cycle. Tetris Danv 901. And Iball with a couple 965, but Danv back by 12 lines. So pace-wise, it's close. Tetris Iball. SV says, I've seen too many joins. The word ain't real no more. Vandy, do I have opinions on the Seattle Mariners? Max out here for Iball, 949 for Danv. Do I have opinions on the Seattle Mariners? Well, like, they were never going to win anything, so they just should have let Ichiro play as long as he wanted in a Seattle uniform and given him a reasonable contract. Because having him play his entire career with Seattle would have been great. And it's not like they were ever going to win, so it's not like anything was at risk. So that's what they should have done. A98 for Iball, A38 for Danv. The giveaway the giveaway's been announced. It's Andrew Meep. Danv into 29 at A77. Iball is already there. He's on to level 31 at B11. So Danv with a pace lead, but that doesn't mean much unless you can stay alive and catch up to the other player. Which is what Danv is trying to do right now, but he's back by 65,000 points. 18 lines in hand, so if it does get to level 39, or if there's a top-out scenario, Dan will have a lot of lines to try to chase down. The long bar gets over for Iball. He muscles it over. Oh, no, that's going to be a top-out for Danv, B25. And Iball has taken game number 3 and has extended the match. And Iball is pumped. He's pumped. Look at him. He's excited. Look at him. He's got a printer. He's got a Canada flag. He's drinking water. He's got a nondescript mouse, but a light up keyboard. He's flexing. He's feeling good. All right. Oh, he's literally pumping iron. My word. Okay, the pieces are not here. Here they are. 6-5 3D F3. Ah, SV, you've really done something there. Look at that. Very humorous. 6-5 3D F3. Look at that. SV, the jokester. Yeah, speaking of joint SV, how are your hands doing? Are you okay? Good bone knowledge, yeah. Superstep YouTube says, my daughter just coughed right into my mouth. Sad, disgusted face. That's good. 653 DF3. All right, both players are on seed. It is game number 4. That needed to be on the record. All right, game number 4. Danv up 2 games to 1. Iball looking to win game 4 and force a decider. Try to advance, defend his top 16 seeding, his top 8 seeding. Please edit that out of the video. Don't worry. Nothing starts until the countdown. You're fine. Unless I say it again, Superstep, and then he cannot edit it out of the video. If I literally say that out loud again, then it's there for all time. Superstep. Now that, that's like kind of cute if you're, if the daughter's like 3 years old or less. But the daughter's not like 27, is she? 'Cause that would be really weird. the daughter is all right, a year and a half. Okay, that's fine. You typed 27 before you heard me say it. Well, that's the Weird Al number, isn't it? Weird Al is no. I'm not a huge Weird Al fan. Like I liked him when I was a kid, but that's the number that he puts in all his songs. Is 27, and so I think I just have 27 in my brain as like a random number. Tetris Danv 124 161 Iball. Now it just sounds worse. Yeah, exactly. Okay, 212 for Iball, 172 Danv. Tetris Iball, 258. The winner of this match will play Cobra right after. And you would think I would have reported that match, but I didn't. All right, I'm doing it now. 266 Iball, 245 Danv. I like Danv's name because it's just like his, first name, last initial, right? Nothing, not flashy, just this is my name. That's who I am. So the winner of this, plays against Cobra for a top 8 match. Then one of those will be the semifinalist. And we'll eventually face one of, Meme, Pixel Andy, Knight, Armstrong, Cold Bucket, or Miles. That is who is still alive who could make it into the semis against this whole thing. Vandy, you heard about Scooty's PB, right? What do you mean I heard about which PB? He had two on stream today. He got 18 million yesterday? Yeah, I didn't hear about it. So 18 million, that's number, is that number 2? Is he now number 2 on the list again? What level was that? 434 for Danv, 430 for Iball. Level 235. Oh, shoot. Halfway through green. Oh man, green will kill you. Now, why did he top out on green? Was it just green fatigue, or like what do you think it was? I mean, obviously it's hard, but because I know when Alex was like chasing, he was getting bored on green. And I think his attention started to wander. .505 Danv, 544 Iball. Yeah, I had no idea that he had improved his PB. No idea. Well, congrats, Scooty. I'm sure you're not watching this, but congratulations. That's pretty wild. So that should be number 2 on the list when it gets updated, right? Oh, what happened to the list? The list is all messed up. 670 for Danv, 666 for Iball. It's under construction. Scroll to the right. All right, will do. Oh, it's like hidden cells or something like that are showing. All right. 725 for Iball, 750 for Danv. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so Scooty has the new number 2 score. So it's Dog, Scooty, Alex, Tristop, Meme, and Andy with the 10 million plus scores now. In that order. 840 for Danv, 814 for Iball. Okay, well, who will get the first 100 million in Tetris? Please let us not do a race to 100 million. Zero, you think will get it? I mean, teach that kid Fortnite instead of Tetris. You know? 908 for Iball, 933 for Danv. Okay, Tetris Iball max out on 26, 963 for Danv. Okay, Iball with that too high vits after kind of a little adventure, but he's getting it sorted. He's going to turn that lemon into lemonade. He gets a dirty Tetris A80 now. Max out for Danv. He's on 27. And now Iball is going to try to take a good board. Well, no, maybe he's going to try to... Yeah, he's going to... No, who knows what he's going to do? Nobody knows. Okay, Iball is into 29. He gets a Tetris immediately after. He's at B32. Danv at A55. Another Tetris for Iball, B68. Danv, yeah, he's not going to... He's just going to take that triple, bring that stack down. And Tetris Danv, B07. B86, Iball. Okay, so yeah, Iball kind of... see what he's going to do here. Danv. Oh, no, Danv. Oh, and he gets that J to the left. And he's open. He's bringing it down. That wasn't a Tetris. That was like a triple, but he opened up a big part of the board there that he needed to. So Danv still down stacking. B52 for him, and it's just you keep putting weight on that little nub there. Oh, no, and he can't get the S over. That's going to be a top out for Danv at B57. And Iball, you have won game number 4. And yes, we are going to a decider. And I guess I don't have an English drink. What do they drink over there? Just a pint, I guess. But yeah, we've got a maple cider and the decider. So Danv, you get the cider. I guess they just have cider, right? That's what they have. I mean, you should each get something, right? No, I think only when there's a Canadian in it, there's only maple cider. I think that is the law. All right, the pieces are here. 5D, 7C, FD. Arbaro, what are you talking about? Sure. It's a movie? Oh. I have not seen that. All right. 5D7 C. All right, done. All right, folks, what was once a best of 5 is now just a best of 1. The winner of this goes to the top 8 to face Cobra. Let's get him started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. So Cobra is sitting, waiting, and having to sit through a decider. I don't know anything about that, Kern. I don't know anything about it. And it's not my field of interest, or I spent zero time. You think Danv would love to play another match after this? I am quite sure he would. Hey, long bar over Tetris Iball 114. And yeah, this is a decider. Iball versus Danv. There's really been no cheapies. You know, a lot of times you get to these deciders, there's like 1 or 2 early top outs, that kind of thing. Not really. I mean, they've got, you know, they've got 2 and through 29 like several times. No cheapies here. I don't like saying that word cheapies, but all of a sudden I can't stop saying it now for some reason. 88,000 Danv 166 Iball. Oh no, Danv. Okay, long bar gets over. He brings that stack back down. There's a Tetris down at the bottom that he gets, but the rest of his board, all kinds of Swiss cheesy holes. Holes in multiple rows and columns. On a high board. He's working on it. So we've been going for a while. I mean, what do we start at 1? In Texas, now it's 6:10. So yeah, we're gonna go 6+ hours today. That is a lot. 327 Iball 135 Danv. It's a lot of hours. Okay, Tetris Danv 182. Is the maple bottle the Canadian equivalent of the decider? Well, yeah, it's the maple cider. So if there's a Canadian in a decider, we are honoring our Canadian friends by giving them, I guess, their own syrup. $243 Danv, $449 for Iball. So over a 200,000 point lead for Iball. Oh, Cobra says online facts. The Toronto Maple Leafs play Game 7 of Round 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs against the Florida Panthers in 19 minutes. All right, that is an online fact. Hockey. All right, 567 Iball, 361 Danv. Tetris Danv 385. Iball into 19 at 638. And Danv is in at 410. So a 228,000 point lead for Iball at the 19 transition. Tetris Iball 739, 486 Danv. All right, Tetris is for both. Iball not slowing down here. 820 for him, 569 for Dan. All right, Iball with really his first slowdown. Dr. Mario, the DRMC with the raid party of 39. Welcome to the stream. 659 Danv. This is CTM Classic Tetris Monthly. This is our monthly Masters event. This is a top 16 match between Iball and Danv. We are in game 5 of a best of 5. The winner of this will move on to the top 8. We've already got a player for these two to play. Tetris Danv 754, 879 for Iball. Tetris for Danv, and he's come roaring back. So Iball with a bit of a slowdown, and Danv has taken full advantage. He overshifted that L though, and he gets a bar, and it's like, yeah, it's fine. I meant to do that. That's what I was trying to do. So Danv now within, like, Danv now in the lead. So Danv was back 220,000 points at the 19 transition and is now in the lead. So a big, big slowdown from Iball, very costly. Tetris for Iball, 982. And a Tetris for Danv after a bunch of tucks. He's got one more Tetris available, but he's gonna have to take this with some birds. Okay, and he knocks this down. He's open on the right side. If he can get a Tetris, Longbar gets over Tetris for Danv. Level 29, the speed is double. That left side for Dan, though, gonna require some attention now. A47, that's 1,000,000 points for him. He's able to rip those long bars to the left. A43 for Iball, whose stack is in a little bit of danger. Let's see what he can do. Both of these players' stacks are a problem. Dan ahead by 15,000 points. Iball trying to chop this down. Danv trying to chop this down. Both players fighting. Whoever digs out wins, probably. I mean, this is just crazy. That right side for Dan, and Ibar's going to hang A75. So the chase down for Iball is A76, and he's going to get it. I think that was a triple. And Iball is going to hang on and take this. Are you serious? In a reverse sweep. Oh, my word. Both players were digging and fighting. And you knew whoever it was that was going to dig down, they were going to win. And one of the players did it. And that was it. Like, oh, my goodness. That was a crazy, crazy matchup. Ay, ay, ay. Iball is thrilled. He's waving the Canadian flag. And he's not waving it anymore. Now what is he doing? He's picking up stuff off the floor. He's typing into the chat furiously. I'm sure jokes and memes and all kinds of edgelordy stuff. No, he's not. He's saying, congratulations, Danv. You are amazing. All right. Look at it. Oh, look at him. Now, Danv, Iball, give Danv a good, like, thumbnail face. I mean, he's got to edit this, you know. You got to give him a good thumbnail face. Nice. Amazing, amazing, amazing match. Let's give that -3. There it is. I mean, that's kind of good for Danv. Danv, you're up late. You don't want to play anymore, right? You're tired. You're washed. Okay, well, let me report the results of this to the centralized Tetris reporting agency. There's SV to say hello to everyone. Look at that crew. There they are. What is... Show wires. Show wires, okay? All right. Let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull up Cobra. What number is Cobra? Oh my god, I'm like losing it, guys. I'm running out of energy here, but I'm gonna get through it. We'll get through it as a team. This was blue. Oh, I'm looking at Das Masters. That's why. Idiot. Okay. Iball 3, Danv 2, monthly Tetris. Blickety blue. And let's go ahead and set up our next matchup.
We prefer doing things our own way.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Van Dweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. You're changing your availability to 1 hour earlier. Probably a good thing to do. Oh, the bracket. I got to change the brackets. That bracket command is not right. Here's the one. I don't know. Does anybody with admin rights know how to change the bracket? Probably not. Here it is. You can just change the April to May. It's gonna be May. All right. What do we need here? We need to get rid of Danv. I mean, you know, respectfully. And then open up Cobra. So here's the one thing that is guaranteed. There will be at least one player who has not won a CTM in the semifinals. At least one. And this is what, top 8? Let's get rid of that. Goodbye. I just need a moment, guys. If you can just bear with me. What am I looking at? Yeah, Cobra rounds, right? There's the round. Yeah, just give me 60 seconds. Okay? I'll be right back. All right, my peoplees, I am back. Holy S, it's late. Time to bed, Danv. Yeah, that was a really crazy match. I mean, Danv was down so much, came back, took the lead, and then Iball came and got it back. I mean, that's really crazy. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and put pieces in the chat for you. There they are. C61891. Do I have to realign cameras or something? I guess I do. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out when we start. Reverse sweep both matches? No? Yeah, they were. All right, he's got that Canadian flag ready to go. And all of a sudden, the camera just changed. The camera just changed. Why did the camera change? That was weird. That is a Polish flag, yes. He's removing his hand cam so we can cheat. Oh, gotcha. Droidcam.app. Okay. Droidcam.app. What is droidcam.app? Is that like... Is it like Video Ninja? Turns your phone into a webcam. Yeah. Okay. Okay, the pieces are here, my guys. Literally turn your phone into a webcam. Wow, literally. Except when it turns off and then it reverts to your actual webcam. Pretty good. C61891. Tell you one thing, I'm gonna sleep well today. I don't know. I didn't approach today as though it was gonna be. I knew intellectually it was gonna be a 6-hour stream, but I didn't approach the day that way somehow. It's all right. We're gonna push through. It is time for Tetris. That is what Tetris looks like. All right. The players have signaled ready. They have got the same pieces. They are ready to start playing Tetris against one another to get into the semifinals of the Classic Tetris Monthly Masters event for May 2025. Let us get them started. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Okay, TJOIJ. That's fine. Those are acceptable openers. Anyway, on the left side of your screen, it is Iball. And I have too many things open right now to know. Okay, that I don't need. That I don't need. I don't need anything. All right. Iball is on the left side of your screen. Number 4 seed in this tournament with a 1.67 million average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. He's Canadian. He doesn't deny it. He's openly Canadian. He's got a PB of 4.75 million. That's good for about 17th, 18th on the overall list, whatever. He's ranked 16th in the most recent Premier poll that is a ranking of the top Tetris players that you can find over at premierpoll.com with an E, Premier with an E at the end, which, you know, that's what you want to do. That's acceptable. It's weird, but it's fine. Anyway, Iball got a 2-round bye in virtue of his top 8 seeding and then defeated Danv in a thriller in the top 16. You should go back and watch it if you missed it. Iball is a former Challenger Circuit winner, a Future Circuit winner, was a top 16er in our Mega Masters in 2024, also played this year and in 2022. He's made it into the semis now 2 times, looking to do it again. Most recent time was July 2024. Was a top 16er in CTWC's gold bracket in 2023, also played in 2021. Took second in the Montreal Regional last year and is known throughout the speedrunning community as at one time a top Super Mario speed runner. Now he's just a regular runner. He runs around. I don't know. Maybe he'll do something with Super Mario at a certain point, but he's a competitive runner. On the right side of your screen, it is Cobra, seed number 12. 282 for Iball, 223 for Cobra. Cobra earned a first-round bye in virtue of his number 12 seed. Took out Somalian in round 2, and in another thriller, defeated Sidnev, who is the reigning Mega Masters finalist. But Cobra took out Sidnev in the top 16, and now it's just we've got these 2 players, neither of whom has won a Masters event, are now here gunning for a semifinal spot. Cobra from the United States of America has an overall PB of 4.66 million. And that is good for around, 16th, 17th, 18th. It's top 20. Cobra's ranked number 13 in that Premier poll as a Challenger Circuit winner. That was in November, the last Challenger Circuit that we have done since we unified Challengers and Masters into a single top 32 bracket. It's also top 4 in our Lone Star event last year. Played in the gold bracket of CTWC last year. Don't tell anyone, but he lost to Rhubarb, and that, that's kind of. But he did win. To redeem himself, he did win the Boston Tea Parody event, the 2 Boston 2 Parody, just a few months ago. So he is the winner of a regional tournament, and he also played in the Oklahoma regional last year, the one at Blue Scooty's hometown library. How sweet is that? 449 for Iball, 432 for Cobra. There's a Tetris Cobra. You heard it was a grand library? I wish that I had gone. I mean, I don't know, I've mentioned this before, but I worked in a library all through high school. I worked there, sophomore through senior year, and then one more year I took a year off between high school and college. And I worked there one more year. I also worked at my college library. I go to the library still. Can you imagine? So yeah, I should have gone to a library regional, but couldn't get out there. 570 for Iball. 5 lines to go until the 19 speed increase. And I worked in bookstores. I'm just like a book guy, you know? $532 Cobra, 5 lines to go. We're getting droughted, and Cobra is on the left well. And yeah, this is pretty rough. And we are into 19, 568 Cobra, 602 Iball. Long bar finally down for Cobra. You get that left well Tetris. Iball sitting on the right well. Will this be a RS? Will this be a RS? What's your favorite book? Oh, you can't ask anybody what their favorite book is. That's someone. Well, you can, but I don't know. I'll tell people a lot of things, but I just feel like some things are almost like too personal. Oh, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite artwork? Like, it's almost too personal to share, right? I don't know. It's weird. 713 for Iball, 638 for Cobra. Oh, see, that's a much better question, Arbaro. And Arbaro, I don't... yeah, I think people asking people what their favorite thing is like, you know, not a, you know, a lot of people don't have like an immediate favorite that comes to mind, right? So if you say, what's a good one recently that you've read? Oh my God. I have to switch from Tetris to books. Are you kidding? I read The Man Who Laughs by Victor Hugo. I like that a lot. 792 for Cobra, 782 for Iball. And Iball, yeah, this is a really tough board. Cobra with a great board, 823 and the lead. Long bar in Tetris, Cobra. And Iball somehow gonna dig out of this. I mean, I don't know, these people are magicians. Vandy, what's your social security number? Oh man. I'm sure it can be found on the dark web. Tetris Iball, 837. Now it's Cobra's turn to dig here. That right side could be fatal. And it will be fatal. That's a top out for Cobra at 919. So Iball, the target is 920. If you can do it, you'll have won game one. Adam Verbit says, yes, it would be wise to intentionally lose the first 2 games. And that is it. Iball is going to take game number 1. Vandy, what's your favorite noun? I don't like questions that are what's your favorite. I think you say, oh, tell me 5 nouns you like. That's a much better question to ask people. Or, you know, what's 3 nouns you like? But what's your favorite? I don't know. I can't commit to one favorite noun. You know what I mean? Like, and then that goes in the, and then people say, oh, his favorite noun is this, you know? But like, yeah, I never like, what is your favorite question? Because I don't know. I should know. I should have favorites. Why is Iball's capture so good, by the way? Why is that capture so good? Look at that capture. Why is that so clean? Ness RGB. Oh, are you one of those nerds? RGB mod. Yeah, it's so good. What are 3 Tetris words that you like? Oh, well, of course I like Skibbity Tetris. What are 7 Tetris pieces you're interested in these days? Right now, S, 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 and S seems to be all I'm getting. 3 Tetris words that I like. Oh, yeah. I don't know. There's some words I'm definitely sick of. You know, I'm sick of the word Tetris, for example. 242DDD. No, Watermelon Cowboy. I have not. Okay, looks like both players are ready. 242DDD. Game number 2, Iball is up 1-0 over Cobra. Blue versus purple, the Blurple top 8. Tuck, Spuck, and Skibbity Tetris, that's what you like? Oh, man. It's pretty good. Now I heard the train. We have a train track that goes by, and I feel like I heard a train whistle, but I don't know if that's on TV or if that's, you know, nearby, because Sue's watching TV, and it could have a train in it. But if we heard the train whistle here, then it's bad because it means someone's on the tracks, which would not surprise me. 70,000 Iball, 91,000 for Cobra. I know, Lapis Lazuli's like, oh, all right, so he lives near the train tracks. All right, I'm getting clues here. He's going to triangulate where Earl Pelvandy lives and then send me food. Against my will. He's going to, like, you know, he's going to do a Find Me Jose Monkey. Okay, 164 Iball, 187 Cobra. All right, Iball going to bring this down. 214 for him, 210 for Cobra. Oh, shoot. The Cobra cam. I messed up the Cobra cam. It's all right. $324 for Cobra, $305 for Iball. Another Tetris Iball, $330. Oh, Cobra with the Vits, and he fills it in. He's getting kind of a high column 8, 9, you know, high column 7, 8, 9. And the bar is going to come when he can't use it for the Tetris. And there we go. Long bar Tetris. Cobra 425, 446 for Iball. Okay, Iball just going to settle on that S flat placement. That'll work out. He'll get a Tetris 470. Okay, Iball is set up on that clean capture. Oh, if I were working right now, I would totally want that. I would totally get modded. It looks so good. Okay, by the way, guys, can you all just get that? Can you all just spring for that? That would be great. It looks really, really good. All right, deck. Well, I'll buy it. I'll have to buy it for you. 588 for Cobra. Yeah, all players. What if I did that? All players are required to have NES RGB mod NESs. So then we'll have like 2 players, and they'll just fight it out every month for Masters. 633 for Cobra on 18. Tetris Cobra. All right, Cobra's T over there, kind of. Oh no. Kind of a series of unfortunate events, but Cobra getting it taken care of. Iball 641, so again, double 600s here on 19. Now 688 and 666. Cobra ahead 20,000 points. Oh, no, that's going to be a top out for Iball. Oh, no, he had it covered well. Tried to get a bar over to the left, and it hung. And, of course, just totally cut off. So Cobra is good in game number 2. And I looked over for like a split second. Iball was fine. And then all of a sudden, he's topped out. So we will not have a reverse sweep. Yeah, reverse sweeps are off the table. The slate has been wiped clean. Yeah, now, yeah, exactly. Now Cobra isn't guaranteed to win. This is very smart. 8F788C. The pieces are here. I just can't get a pin on them. All right, there we go. I tried to get a pin on it, but the chat keeps moving. There we go. I'm pinning my O seeds, guys, in 2025. There we go. 8F788C. 8F788C. I'll tell you one thing. Listen, of course I love doing this. I could do this forever, but I'm going to enjoy not looking at a screen after this. Oh, the bracket. Yeah, I didn't update the bracket command, so just change April to May in the URL and you'll get it. Okay, both players are ready. Iball and Cobra. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3. So no reverse sweep happening, no regular sweep happening. The slate has been wiped clean. We had 2 reverse sweeps here in Masters already. Okay, Tetris for each. 15 pushdown points for Cobra. He's really making sure he's going to win that Club Zero battle. Lex Diskia says, if Cobra wins by just 15 points, I'll donate my Twitch wallet. All right, Cobra. You've heard the assignment. Eyeball, Cobra. We need Cobra to win by 15 points. Tetris eyeball 98,000. Oh, he pushed down and he ruined it. That's fine. All right, don't do any push down battles. Don't do anything at all. Don't do anything. $124 for Cobra, 146 for Eyeball. They both get Tetrises. Well, Eyeball ahead by 4 lines and a Tetris worth a point, so that is basically a tie. Yeah, just win the match. Somebody win the match doing their best. That is all I want. Cobra Tetris 216, 215 Eyeball. Oh, the Toast song is on. Well, we made an emote just for this song. So dumb. No, look at that. All the Scooty people love their Toast emotes and the various Vandy emotes. Everyone else. All right, Mustache Cannon. Mustache Cannon, are you a Scooty family member? I don't know who is now. I think it's like half the chat are Scooty family members. You could be. Then again, aren't we all just one big human family? You'll check 23andMe. No, you won't. Unless you go buy all their data at auction. Because that is one thing that's Toast also, is 23andMe, unfortunately. $357 for Cobra, $360 for Eyeball. Tetris Eyeball 418, Tetris Cobra 399. Tetris Cobra 445. Pretty decent paces here through 104 lines. Okay. Tetrising. We're heading toward 19. That speed is about to increase. Players readying their stacks for this speed increase, although probably they're just like, yeah, it's no big deal. We're the best players in the world. We don't care. Speed increase, barely notice it, whatever. Iball is in 583. And Cobra has one more available if he can set up for it, which he easily can set up for it because the game just hands him the pieces. 569 Cobra. So around a 20,000 point lead for Iball, though the lines are, he's ahead by a couple of lines. It's still really close. As you would expect, two players tied a game apiece. Yeah, they're probably close. Cobra 671, 643 Iball. And we're getting to the dark recesses of the playlist. Places we very rarely go. Oh, whoops. I just accidentally, I picked up my phone and the song changed. That was weird. I was in a mood here and my mood just totally... Okay, Tetris, Iball, 875, 796 for Cobra. There's a Tetris Cobra, 861, 907 Iball. This is a good pace on 25. And Iball, just about one away, Tetris and change away from the max. A skimming a Tetris for Cobra, 895 on 25. And Iball's got the max and more on 27. Mari, I don't know what you mean by that. What is Skibbity Tetris? I've never heard of this. Tetris Cobra, 946. Iball with the 1.1. He's on 28 now. He's got a 1.1 million. That's what the B means. A means a million. B means 1.1. All right, and Iball is in. He's at B57 on 29. Tetris Cobra, A22. He's got the max out. He's on 28. Iball setting up, gets it. Tetris C09. There's one Cobra into 29 at A60. So about 150,000 point lead for Iball right now. Tetris is on 30, worth 37,200. Iball now with the D, the 1.3 million. Tetris Iball D41. There's a Tetris Cobra B28. A Tetris Iball D94. And there's a top out for Cobra. Oh no. I think he just couldn't get I guess he hung that Z over on that T and then just could not get a bar around it. Oh my word. Iball, keep going if you want to mullen it out. Mullen it out. For sure. Okay, that's going to be a top out the 1.5 million for Iball. Cobra with the B33. Cobra in chat saying you got caught off guard by a massive lightning strike. Well, you got to train for that, man. Don't you have like people around you like banging on sheet metal around you while you're playing Tetris so you can be prepared for everything? That's what you got to do. Okay, Iball goes up 2-1. That's right, Earl Woods. That's right, Frisco Steve. All right, new pieces are here. F04404. And we already heard this song. Did we hear this song already? Oh, no, we didn't. I guess I skipped the I guess that's what happened. All right. I got it. So we got, 1 or 2 games left of the day. A screw fell out of your controller. Okay. No worries. Get that screw back in. Guys, a screw fell out of the controller. And I still can't pin. All right, I'm pinning my seed here. F04404. We'll take a tour of the bracket. We'll take a look at it. Why not? There is your beautiful bracket. And look, oh, it disappeared. Oh my God, it disappeared. Oh, parts of it are disappearing. But yeah, top 8. So we've already got, one player, Dangler, who has not won a Masters event. He's in. Neither Iball nor Cobra have won a Masters event, so one of those is into the semi. So as at least 2 players will not have won a Masters event. And so there is a possibility that we could have a finals with a guaranteed new winner. And it's always one. It's always like one a year, something like that. And that orange bracket, that will be Wednesday, I think. Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? I don't know. No, it's Friday. When is that? That's Wednesday. The green top 8, that's happening Tuesday. So and then we still have to figure out, there'll be an orange, yellow top 16 that has to happen. Okay, looks like both players are good. They're all screwed in. They're all happy and good. Okay. Game number 4, Iball up 2-1. The 2 pushdown points from Cobra. Now the 7 for Iball. Oh my word. Like rollers pushing down. That's how you know Tetris is over. Like, oh, no, you got to push down. You need those extra 3,000 points, potentially. Tetris, Cobra, 72,000. There's one. Iball, 114. End CTM. Oh, my God. Evesy, I wish. Can't do it. I'm trapped. I'm trapped. This is my life now. Tetris Cobra 164, 184 for Iball. 254 for Iball, 234 for Cobra. Stanislav says, I've always loved getting like 4 plus alternating L and J pieces and just nesting them all neatly. I am with you. That is like, if I could just get a mode on NES Tetris where it was just alternating L's and J's and I could just sit there and stack them all day, that would be the best. You just meditate to that. 303 Cobra, there's a Tetris. 323 Iball. He's going to uncover his little well on the right. So now the lines are tied and Cobra up by, like 700 points when they're tied, which is a single. Tetris Iball 372. Oh, that S does not get all the way to the right. So Cobra going to bring that stack down and he gets a Tetris. That helps. Nesting LJ combos are even better with crunch mode. Oh, yeah, that's probably really good. Iball is in a little bit of a situation. A long bar would really help. So, of course, the long bar comes. And he's able to bring this down. 388 for Iball. 413 Cobra. All right, Tetris Iball 421, Tetris Cobra 461, and another one 484. A ROM where the S and Z doesn't exist? Well, that would be cool to have a mode where you can just toggle on and off different whatever ones you want. Okay, Iball looking for an L, so of course he gets J. Now he needs a J, so of course he gets nothing. 491 for Iball, 554 for Cobra. He's going to take that triple, and he's just going to start going to work. One row off the bottom. And the dirty Tetris, one row off. One row. Like 2 or 3 lines away from 19. Cobra is in at 603, so 600K transition. Iball is in at 567. Iball with a high spiring stack, sloping left and right each side, but he's just knocking it down. Piece by piece, row by row. Sometimes you wonder what it would be like if long bars didn't exist. Tetris are impossible. Well, you can go into, there is drought mode. And you don't have to wonder too much longer, Sebi, because that is a mode in Stupid Tetris Monthly, which is still scheduled for July, although I'm regretting it now. $598 for Iball, $712 for Cobra. Drought mode is an STM game mode, yes. For those who have the cart, that's what I'm really coming to. That's what I'm coming to realize, is that not everybody has like the up-to-date cart. So I gotta be very thoughtful about the menu. Well, I don't know. I'm even thinking of, I've had thoughts of like, well, maybe I need to push it back, because The STM Civil War of 2025. I know, for real. It may even be one of the qualifying modes, but don't tell anybody. We may have 3 different qualifying modes, and you submit your best score from each of those 3 modes. It might be that. A38 905 for Iball. But you'd have to have Tetris Gym. That's the thing. So the lower, the people who don't have Gym, that's the problem. Like, you can't do. I guess they would need Game Genie, but then they don't have Game Genie. So it's like you actually need a qualifying mode that will work on the original cart. That's the problem. No next box is not 100% ideal, but it is very good. Just make Gym a requirement. Well, then I can't do it next month because I don't know. I guess most of the players will have it. I'll have to take a survey of who has what. A78 for Iball, C46 for Cobra. But really, what I would say is if you don't have Tetris Gym and you want to compete, just get it already. B15 for Iball, C82 for Cobra. All right, level 29 speed. There's a dirty Tetris column 10 for Iball. He's at B98. Cobra way ahead, D38. And you add, Iball stack right now, but he's bringing it down. I'm with you, Evesy. I'm with you like 10 million %. C56 for Iball. Wow, what a Tetris for Iball. D09, but that left side is cut off at D09. And E31 is good enough. Cobra, keep going. You've won, but keep going. So all deciders today. Well, not in DAS, but where the deciders really make a difference is in Masters. Oh, no. Cobra, oh, no. F59. Well, yeah. That is the thing. It's decider time. Back 3 back decider. All right, players, I'm gonna give you the pieces, but again, this is the last game of the day, so if you need to take a moment between now and then just to do whatever you got to do, that's fine. There's the pieces. Online facts, Iball is a human body part and a body part for many animals. That's the online fact today. Ah. Frisco Steve says it's an underrated body part. I'd say, I think that's true. Okay, 641A55. All right, they are on seed, and they have signaled ready. It is a decider between Iball and Cobra. The winner goes to the semifinals. Let us count them down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Stanislaw, thank you for the 3, 2, 1 countdown bits. And we got like red eyeball right there for a second. It was like, I don't know, you had like Dark Brandon vibes there. That's all right. I always knew Iball was a Sith Lord. I don't really know what a Sith Lord is, but they seem kind of red to me. I got to watch some of that Star Wars. What do you think? I've seen the original. I guess I saw some of the prequels when they came out, but that's it. Gigantifying an emote is something that Zempro has used 60 bits to do, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Zempro. And it's a cat-happy emote. Don't watch the sequels. It's not worth it, says Geo. Watch the Clone Wars. What about that Andor thing that's going on, and then Rogue One? Am I supposed to watch all that? 106 Cobra, 80,000 for Iball. Evesy says Star Wars is good, but don't watch the sequels. Evesy and I are like, we're same mind so often. $91,000 for Iball. He's got an open well. Wow. And Iball struggling, fighting up near the top of the board. And he's surviving that left side. Now just something too deep here. Can't get it until, delayed. And he opens up the well. Mysteriously, when the stream hiccuped and he mysteriously opened the well. Pretty sus. 143 for Iball, 267 for Cobra. And Iball has survived a crazy dig, but he finds himself 100,000 points behind early on in game number 5. Yeah, we're gonna have to show wires after this, I think. Tetris Iball 211. There's one Cobra 312. Get the CTM investigation team on it. All right, we will. Ace Hardcastle says, caught up to all of today's games at 2x speed on YouTube. Now switching to live stream, and Vandy sounds so tired. I mean, I think it's just because I'm at 1x speed, but I've actually been pretty tired all day, to be honest. So, but we're gutting through it. I mean, I could do this all day. I really could. Even when I'm tired, it's like, yeah, I have a separate, you know how you have a separate dessert stomach? Like I have that, but I also have a separate like Tetris stream stomach where I pull extra energy for Tetris streams out of. 352 for Cobra, 312 for Iball. You also like to eat Tetris streams. Okay, 366 Iball, 400 for Cobra. But Iball ahead by 18 lines, so that is something to keep an eye on. So Cobra with a bigger lead than it would at first appear. All right, so we'll keep track of Iball's transition score. And then we'll look at Cobra's. Okay, Tetris for Iball, 458 at the 19 transition. Tetris Iball. There's one Cobra. So maybe it's going to be about a 70,000 point difference at transition. If Cobra can get it. But yeah, where's the bar? Yeah, and now we're just not getting bars. Okay, so it's actually, yeah, about less than 50,000 point difference at transition just because of the bar not showing up. There's Tetris Cobra 552. So he gets a couple Tetrises here. Make up for it. Tetris Iball 614. These great adjustments. These players are so quick. Tetris Cobra 580. 642 Iball. Cobra, Iball ahead in score, but also ahead in lines. Tetris Cobra, he's into level 22 now. There's another Tetris 690. So now it's Cobra ahead in score. They're both on 23. Cobra just getting in, Iball just getting out. What's up, Chen? Tetris Iball 774, 755 for Cobra. All right, Cobra with, Iball with a Tetris. He's now 27 lines away from level 29. Cobra 40 lines away now. Yeah, Hana says 2 new possible winners in the semis. And you like to see it. 860 for Iball, 861 for Cobra, Tetris Cobra. Cobra with 14 lines in hand right now. Iball looking to take a good board into 29. He got a Tetris here. He's got one more available. He's set up for it. Okay, Cobra high centering a little bit. Iball weathering a drought into, there he is. Okay, 978. Cobra gets Iball gets a Tetris 978. Tetris Cobra 949. There's a Tetris Cobra 983. So right now, Iball ahead in score. There's a Tetris into 31. A93. Cobra into 29 now at 990. Iball getting set up. He has to bring it down with a triple. Cobra, A06, he's got the max out. He's on level 30. Tetris for Iball, B63. Oh no, those hangs for Cobra. That board is done. Oh no, and Cobra is going to top out at A09. And that means Iball is your winner. Iball will be going to the semifinals. And Stanislav says, all jokes aside, these look like 5 million PB players tonight. What a good match, GG Iball. Yeah, all great matches. Some big surprises. Upsets. I mean, Cobra. I mean, listen, all these players are great, but you see, Sidnev in there. You expect Sidnev's going to go, and it just didn't happen that way. And Iball hasn't really been playing too much over the last year. And yet, here he is, like, peak form, basically, going into the semifinals. So there's your old pal, bracket winner, Iball. There you go, buddy. Your name flying around. Right. Oh, like bouncing off the screen like the DVD logo. Dunk, 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 dunk. Oh, wait. Oh. There you go, buddy. 1 year after his first CTM semifinals, he's back, baby. He is back, baby? That sounds weird. Anyway, GG's to you, Iball. You are a winner. I'm going to go ahead and report the results of this, and we'll continue to look at you awkwardly through your camera while you just kind of stare straight ahead and read the internet. 3-2. Cobra, congratulations to you. Great run. First time top 8 for Cobra. So there is really improvement, for a lot of players today. So very good to see, but it is Cobra making it into the semifinals. Let's take a look at those semifinals and see where we stand, and we'll refresh the screen. Yeah, seed 3 and seed 4 are in to the semifinals. Who would have thought that seed 3 and seed 4 would be in? But they're in. That means they preserved their bracket color too, because otherwise Cobra would have turned blue. So that's your overall top 16. We still are short one participant in the orange bracket. There's your overall top 32 though. And you can see down the bottom right here where I'm blinkety blinking. That's the top 8 right here. What's blinking? That's the top 8. So Iball, Cobra, Iball's in. Dangler, Scooty, Dangler's in. And then Dog and SV, that will be the third one. That's going to happen on Wednesday. That's a solo match unless something else gets scheduled in the meantime. And then up in the top left corner, that hasn't even started that half. We're kind of controller issues in the mail and all that. But we've got all that sorted, so it's going to be Knight versus Armstrong. Pixelandy will take on the winner. That is happening, Wednesday late afternoon. And then we also have a Das Masters bracket to do on Friday. I'm sure stuff will be scheduled. And let's just get ahead of stuff. I don't have to do everything, schedulers. It doesn't all have to chop itself up neatly into rounds. If we can chain any 2 matches together, let's do it so we can try to get ahead of the month and be done before CTWC, but that's not even possible because vacations. But let's just get as much done as possible. Even if it's 2 random matches that don't go together, put them together. So yeah, we had a lot of fun today. Cobra going, his best results. We had Blue Scooty in the DAS brackets get a level 30 with DAS for the first time and got his first ever 1.2 million with DAS. In fact, we had in the Das Masters part, we had Giovanni get the first ever 1.2, even though it was off of kind of a Giga Mullen, but that's okay. And even Scooty's was off a Giga Mullen, but that's fine. It happened. People count it. So we had our first 2 1.2s in Das Masters. So that's crazy. Theoretical will be down to both semis by my birthday, waiting on 2 more players. Okay, that's cool. That's great. Whatever we can string together, let's just get. It doesn't have to chop itself up neatly. Oh, we must do a top 4, bro. It doesn't matter. We'll get ahead. Or we can do whatever you want. You're the schedulers. You know best. I don't know anything. I just show up and talk. Okay. Thank you to those of you who supported the stream today. We'll show you a scrolling list of people who did some of the supporting. Yeah, my leg's kind of hurting from sitting. I should have stood a lot of this. New follower, Jen Kirab. Thank you. New subs or resubs. 20 Dano 3 Ziggy, AV Geek Isomorph, Quilly Falala, Sapolsky Nichero. I know some of those are a gift, I think, from Cousin Avi, maybe. Watermelon Cowboy, Bent Squirrely, Q Pop Jesus, Madelsberger, Frantical Severed Roommate, Gilded Lizard, Stanislaw, valid username Jade Hartlix, Diskia, thanks for the bits. Twitch raids from Dr. Mario and Math Wiz, thank you very much for that. Prize pool is up to 1313, thanks to Bent Squirrely and Maitre Witien. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And of course, our patrons keeping us going. And as long as this is something that I can sustain, I'll bring it to you most months. So thank you everybody for helping us support that channel. It's what keeps it happening, to be honest. Sticker, double sticker, community level members Scott, Gray, Jay in the window, K9 Tacky, Corporal, Shelby, Troy, and Kim, M, Rogue Potato, Cactus, McMonkey, and Mila. Thank you for your very generous monthly support. Very kind of you. Appreciate it. Is there anything left uncovered? Anything else I have to do? I'm very tired and I could be forgetting something, but I don't know. I guess that's enough. All right, YouTube, you are dismissed. Have a beautiful night, Mr. Burrow, Josh, Random, Jose Lima. Oh my goodness, the fearsome Indians pitcher. Earl Tan, Water Wong, Comte Niark, Psycho the Unsane, Chabobjabaja, D. Bradley, Devil Triggered Gaming. All the stars are here. Thank you for hanging out. Take care. See you Tuesday, unless something else gets scheduled. Bye-bye. Twitch, you're still here. Thanks all for being